here to measure this rally from low to the high. Okay, we hit 0%, pulled back 38.2. That's structure. A lot of wicks, and then what pattern do we see? Morning star. Very, very clear, right? This is where that pattern was also in the lower time frame. That descending triangle that had popped. So a little bit of confluence here. MA is there as well. So it could have been a nice little entry based on that. But now, since we formed structure, what do? We refib. All right. So now, those of you guys that are, some of the, veteran traders here that have been coming to these sessions, you know what we look for typically. And that is structure. Okay, so before we move higher, we want to move lower first to get in on a good entry because we're going to buy at a low, not at a high. If this keeps surging, we're not going to buy it. We need to wait for a pullback, okay? Unless you're already in, then just keep holding this for now until we see a massive transition. So this is one opportunity here, right? We're looking for that pullback. And then also we could do 61.8, which is a little more confluence there. This was resistance. It acted as for a little while. We broke through, didn't test the support yet, but that would line us up pretty much right at the 61.8. So looking for a pullback to the anything sub 40K, guys, that's going to be in our, buy area. We're looking to get in there. Okay. So that's BTC. I mean, crazy shit. Absolutely nuts. Let me know in chat if you guys are holding any cryptos, and if so, which coins. So I have a little bit. I'm going to go through a couple that I have. So a little bit of Doge. I'm actually waiting for this thing to tank so I can get in again.
The Doge.
Yeah, I got a little bit of Doge. It's coming up on a little bit of a support level right here. So we'll see. I don't know if you guys can see it, but was resistance, tested as support. Okay, somewhere right in there. Let's call it 45. 4.5 cents for Doge. What a steal. Anyway, so I got a little bit of Doge, got a little bit of ZRX. This one was moving nicely. We hit $2 on ZRX. Now it's pulling back. Got a little bit of Golem, which is taking off today, which is nice to see. It's going up. IOTA. I also put out my watch list as a quick little, what's it called, reel on Instagram. For anyone who wants to see this watch list, it's essentially the same stuff I'm covering right now. I have a little bit of XRP as well. Angelo and I, Syscoin, a little bit of Tron, an ETH or two laying around. So yeah, guys, this is definitely, something that we're going to be looking at, in the short term and, definitely long term, because crypto, again, is an emerging market. It's an exciting opportunity. There's definitely good investments to be made here. For those of you that aren't in any crypto, just start, buying some coins, a couple dollars here and there, use a strategy called dollar cost averaging, where you're just kind of, slowly depositing over a long period of time, and you're just going to accumulate all these coins. Just invest something into crypto. Okay. Definitely want to catch this as it's blowing up. But anyway, so that's a nice little soft entry to this Wednesday session. Starting off with a little crypto bat. Yeah, Darren, exactly. Yeah, bat, actually. I have a little bit of that too. Get Doge off the screen, Brian.
Doge.
Yeah,
you only invest.
Link.
You only invest in Dogecoin here, guys.
Icon's pretty good too. Yeah, guys, there's some good stuff. It's there's definitely opportunity here. Jump over to the little crypto channel if you want to start having crypto a little more, sharing some charts and so on. But I think that's enough crypto talk for now, unless you want to add to it, Angelo. If not, we'll get into some pairs and DXY and see what this week's been doing.
Someone said, is Binance good to start? It really all just depends where you guys are located at.
Yeah. I mean, they have Binance US, but it also depends on really what you're trying to trade.
I mean, does Binance US, how does that even work?
This is the US
Forex League coin. Yeah, we're about to IPO. If you guys don't buy, you're fucking fake.
I see how it, yeah. I mean, all right, so we'll put some more information out into the crypto channel.
You want to just show the crypto chat?
Yeah.
Someone said, where's the link?
For Discord?
Yeah, you don't get the link, bro. Fuck you.
But anyway, guys, yeah, this is Crypto Channel. Okay, so we'll drop some information here later today. A lot of people have been asking about exchanges and what's actually tradable, what's not, and certain regulations, VPNs for those that want to use, and so on. So we'll be dropping some info in here, but this is pretty much just like any other channel except for crypto. Obviously, we'll be posting interesting videos, updates, analysis, obviously, and then stimulating conversation, of course. So let's get over to the charts first. Actually, hold on, let me just answer the chat.
Yeah,
real
so
quick.
guys,
Right.
how this is gonna go down for people that are new for the live trading session, we're just gonna rip through all the charts that we're looking at for the rest of the week. We'll go through analysis for the potential trades that we're looking at for today, and we'll stick to mainly the higher time frames. Me and Nick do swing trades. We are mainly swing traders, but that doesn't mean we enter on the lower time frame. So we're always entering on the 30-minute and the 1 hour, and those trades could be more intraday. They could move quickly, or based on how we test things, normally they'll move over the course of like 1 to 3 days. So that's what we're going to be going over. We'll break down some market structure for you, mainly the levels we're looking at, and then we trade just based solely on price action, no weird indicators or anything like that. And yeah, so Nick's going to get into it. He'll start with the dollar index, and this will be recorded and we will post it afterwards. And Nick, I just unplugged from my monitor, so the recording should be fine.
Okay, cool. All right, perfect. Yeah, we'll see after.
Yeah.
Those big monitors, man, they
And then
blow out.
someone said, what is the Discord? Where's the link for the crypto? Guys, I just posted, we have this Telegram bot that's got all of our services in there, and it's pretty simple. Like, you just got to read. Like, people always will message me before they read the bot, and I'm like, are you fucking out of your mind? Like, just literally read the bot and you just follow the instructions. And that's like a whole other thing. Like, guys, if you can't follow instructions on how to join something for free, then like that's half the problem. So
Yeah.
just get on there, join the free
Yeah,
stuff.
so that bot literally will help you navigate everything that we offer, whether free or paid services. Check it out. It's super, super helpful. Gives you all the information you need, and we'll direct you. Okay, so we're going to start off on DXY. Guys, this is the dollar index. We don't actually trade this. We more or less use this as an indicator to get a feel for what the dollar is doing for the week ahead. Okay, so we're here on the daily time frame. I'm going to identify the trend on the daily, drop to the 4 hour, and then go over some trade scenarios where price action moved for the first half of this week and where we could see it moving for the second half potentially. So I'm going to do this on pretty much every pair, starting with the XY here. Okay, so on the daily, we can clearly see this is bearish, right? Lower lows, lower highs, moving, price actions moving down, clear sign of a bearish trend. Okay, but the most significant zone that we broke recently was this monthly zone at 91.5. We broke through as it was acting as resistance. As support. We blew through it, and now it's acting as resistance. Okay, so price action is just below that. Let's go to the 4 hour now. Mark up, see if we can find any trade scenarios, or see what price action's been doing, where it's going. Okay, so we were in a bit of a bullish trend here on the 4 hour, right? Higher highs, resistance was here at 90.8. We pushed through it, tested our monthly, and then came back. Okay, so this looked like this was going to be bearish for a little while. We had a nice bearish leg, pullback, tons of confluence, bearish engulfing, but then it just failed to, show us the conviction. Didn't even push down to 90 flat before reversing. So literally just got below these MAs and then engulfed, and then started rallying back towards the upside. Okay, let me drag this over for a second here, clean this up. Okay. All right, so this was what needed to happen. These orange arrows here were what we needed to see happen for us to change our bias on the 4 hour to then bullish. And we broke through that zone. Okay, so we had a complete reversal, pushed through 90.8, good volume. And now we're kind of between 90.8 and this monthly zone at 91.5. So from here, we're looking for either it's going to rally a little bit higher, back up to this monthly maybe, or maybe it's just going to retest off 90.8 right now. Either way, we really want to see a higher low to confirm that this is going to continue rallying essentially. So, I mean, DXY is in a tough spot. Tons of resistance. It's kind of in a range right now. These two different levels are pretty much range areas, right? Between 91.5, we can see rejection there. We can see rejection off 90.8. And then even if it fell lower, this is still a range in here as well. So, I mean, we need to see a lot of movement out of DXY to get some confidence behind where this is moving. Right now, definitely bullish. Okay, so let's go over to our first pair and see what we can find. Okay, so this is AU. Oh, this is playing out nicely. Very nice. All right, daily time frame to start. Overall, very bullish, right? Very much bullish. Higher highs, higher lows. We broke through this weekly resistance here, tested as support with a nice double bottom, and then we started rallying. So we have a very, very nice bullish trend right here. Very strong supporting trend line in line with the MAs. Okay, we rallied above this weekly level. We found resistance around 0.78. Okay, and then we consolidated descending triangle right here, this pattern, pulled back, tested structure, enter weekly support, and then we rallied again. So very, very much bullish. Okay, let's go to the 4-hour. All right, so here we are. Here's that descending triangle, that reversal at 0.78. Okay, lower lows, lower highs, right? Key support right here at 0.768. We broke through that. Okay, here is that reversal, testing for structure, and then we started rallying. Okay, so now we are measuring this new push, low to the high, up here actually. Okay, so now we pushed, established our new high back at 0.78, right? In line with the prior highs. No coincidence there. Definite key zone. Okay, let's go ahead and extend this for a second. And this one as well. Okay, so we knew that this was kind of weakening up here because this is like an upward facing flag. At least it was at the top of a rally. So it's kind of a weird, not really a valid pattern, just showed us kind of weakness. And that's kind of what happened here, right? We had a last rally attempt from buyers. Then it pulled back. Right now we're back below 0.775. Now we're looking for structure at this point. I don't think the 38.2 is going to hold this. I'm honestly targeting down towards 61.8, near 0.768, and this level here, right? 200 EMA is there as well. Just a better confluence area. Let me extend this over. Right about here. Okay. So, right, pull back to this level, nice higher low confirmed, and then we'll get some sort of, bullish setups, MA cross, morning star, bullish variations, etc. And then we will be entering on that and targeting higher towards prior highs, 0.78, and then -27 and so on. So this could be a nice entry. We're still just waiting on this. This is still just consolidating. We really can't do much with it here. Maybe you could have caught a much lower time frame short entry, on this little transition here, right on that engulfing. I'm sure there's a 30-minute entry to short potentially into 0.768. So, I mean, we're definitely bullish on this. Let's wait for this pullback. Let's see how it plays out. Maybe it'll play out this week. Maybe we'll see it get down to here and start consolidating, on this weekend. So we'll see. For us to go bearish on AU, however, we need to see a lower high below 0.768. Okay, nice transition there. Through the 200 EMA, we can start targeting lower if we see this happen. But for now, very much bullish, and will remain bullish as long as price action is above 0.68. Okay, or 0.768 rather. Damn. All right, so let's move over to AJ. Daily time frame. Same thing. This is actually looking much, much cleaner than AU. They are very correlated, but still very, very good movement on AJ lately this week. Okay, so let's go to the daily time frame to start. Zoom out. Overall, very bullish, as we know. Okay, very, very, very bullish chart. We had some consolidation here between 76.5 and 74. We rallied through it, and then just like we saw in AU, very strong bullish trend, right? Very strong bullish trend. Okay, so it looks like we are targeting, we're headed into this weekly zone. So our next major zone is 83.25. Let's go ahead, drop to the 4-hour, see if we see any signs that are pointing to that continuation. All right, so here was our high, 80.8. We got a double top, pulled back, and then we were consolidating for quite a while. So we didn't get a change of trend. I mean, we got a change of 4-hour trend. This is technically a transition, right? Because this is a higher low. We broke through it, then we got a lower high, and then consolidating throughout. So technically, this was bearish on the 4-hour until we broke through, and we did. Nice higher low. Then we got a whole bunch of buyers stepping into the market, pushing price action higher. We did get a flag pattern that played out absolutely perfect, guys. I mean, for those of you that know the flag pattern or those that are learning patterns still, this is absolutely textbook. We get a nice rally, consolidation, continuation with a bit of a retest, and Mays in play here as well. Literally phenomenal. Perfect entry right on that candle. Okay, so from where we are now, we are at a high. We are consolidating a little bit more. We are looking for this to pull back at this point. That is not what I was looking for. There we go. So right, little level right here, as you can see. Just mark this in. Okay, we can't buy here. It's way too high. So let's go ahead and do this. Clean this up. Boom. Extend this. Okay, to the new fib. There we are. So this is not structured clearly. This is more or less, it's under 38.2. So this is really, even if this does breaks, it's not broken structure. It's not a true higher low. The higher low is yet to form. And the true higher low is yet to form. So what that means for us is we're looking for entries at 38.2 again, or 61.8. So let's take a look at what that could look like. 38.2, not the highest probability trade right here. I don't think this is that likely. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw the better scenario. 61.8 and 78.6. So anywhere in here, guys, we're looking for a reversal. You can see a reversal in here after structure is formed, and then we'll enter on a nice higher low. Again, MA crosses, bullish variations, so on. Pretty much the same entries that we covered on AU that we'll be looking for. So entry would take place somewhere in here, preferably. And oh, that did not work right there. There we go. All right, so that's what we're looking for right now. Only long opportunities on AU. Not really interested in anything else. Even if price action broke below this zone here, it's still overall, I mean, that would just be interesting. Let's see. Let's see what it would look like. If we break through here, yeah, we could take a short-term trade on a lower time frame if we see a lower high form below right here. Okay, essentially 81 flat. Essentially. It's actually a little bit higher than that. It's actually 81.1, 81.1. Okay, so we're looking for a lower high below that for us to comfortably start taking shorts. Okay, until that happens, price action is still very much bullish, right? And we can see a reversal at either of these key levels. So yeah, that's what we're looking at for now. Even this could be a nice little short opportunity. 80 some odd pips from this quick short. Got some questions in chat. This is AJ. Yeah, this one's AJ. Just guys, if you guys don't know, look in the top left, it'll say it. So this is, AJ. Okay, Australian dollar, Japanese yen. A bunch of positive news came out for the US this morning, so price is still reacting. Yes, we've definitely seen a lot of bullishness on DXY. So we'll expect that for the rest of the week. We'll see. Again, as we covered, let's go to the daily time frame first on UJ here now. Whoops, where's my chart reset? There it is. All right, so overall, very bearish on UJ for a while. It just has been for a while on these higher time frames. Okay, so we do see a very steady daily trend here, right? Lower lows, lower highs. Very clear to see, especially if I put this extra trend line right there. You guys can see how steady that is, right? Clear bearish channel. We did get a change of trend here once we got this transition at 104.5. So we were now bullish on the daily, and we were targeting negative fib levels and potentially this weekly zone around 107. So let's go to the 4-hour, see what happened. This was my analysis from last week, actually. Price action was just moving above this level here, this minor level, and then we caught at the 38.2. Pretty sure this candle was forming when we were doing the analysis last. Okay, on the 14th, right? And then it just started rallying from there. We broke through this zone, quick test, and then pushed higher again. So now we are, clearly, at a new 0%. We definitely form structure, push through zero. So let's go ahead and redraw everything. Like, wait a minute, it's not. Should be more of a daily fib here. Let's double check. Come on. Sometimes you gotta just take your time, guys. There's no rush here. You know, we're just going through analysis. All right, so here we are back on the 4 hour with our correct fib levels. Although, damn, let me just draw these over. I'll bring these over a little bit here.
Yeah. While Nick's doing that, I'm just gonna drop in the chat for you guys that wanna join the Discord that can't find the link or whatever. I'm just gonna drop the Discord link in the chat for you guys, and just you can go ahead and join up.
Perfect. All right, so UJ was very bullish this week, as we can see, but you know it doesn't really help us now. What do we need to see? Where do we need to see potential entries? What zones do we need to be aware of, essentially? So we're at 0% now. There's only really two ways this could go. Either this is just going to keep rallying right into our weekly, in which case, you know, those of you that are in this trade, you know, great. Those of you that are looking to get into this trade, if it keeps rallying, there's not going to be a good entry, guys. There's not going to be a logical trade here. Risk reward is going to be thrown off, so on. So if it keeps rallying, we won't be able to buy. However, if it does pull back, we're looking for entries at 38.2, right? So we really want to confirm this rally here, this 4 hour transition, this break of this zone at 105.5. We want to confirm all this with a higher low, right? So this would be really, really great to see a little consolidation now. Let these MAs catch up. We pull back through the MAs, form structure, and then we get some conviction, you know, crossing through the MAs, bullish variations, morning stars, and so on, bullish engulfings. And then we're targeting up towards our weekly at 107 flat. So this could be, what is this, 130 pips or something, or 140 pips, 150 pips. Really, really great trade on UJ, guys. So literally, we're just going to ride this momentum. If DXY remains bullish, that's what we're looking for, right? We're looking to ride that bullishness. All right. So if price action pulls back through this zone, we start getting some lower highs below 105.5. That will then change our trend, change our bias back to bearish, and then we will looking to be target back down towards 104.5. So if you wanted an intraday trade, once you see that lower high, you could enter on that there. And this is still a good amount of pips. This is 90 some odd pips. We're close to it. Okay. So either way UJ goes, we got some good movement. You know, the dollar is moving, guys. So, you know, USD pairs will be moving as well. Hopefully we get this. This would be such a great trade. This little 38.2 structure formation and then continuation. So that's UJ. Let's move on to EJ. This is looking good right now, actually. Didn't think I'd be saying it this week, guys, but EJ is looking good. Overall, very bullish here on the daily for EJ. Okay, so but the thing with EJ is once it commits to a direction, it really commits, right? So we had a huge rally, started off on a rally, thing just took off, pulled back. Even this pullback is pretty dramatic. Then we get a nice higher low, and then it rallies again, nice exaggerated push. Then we get some consolidation, little triple top at our monthly zone, 126.5, pulls back, right? Very exaggerated trend, good volume here. And back to bullish. So overall, we're bullish here. The point I'm making is that, you know, whether it's consolidating, you know, or trending, you know, EJ really, it commits to whatever it's doing. That's just the point I'm making. So like tons of consolidation here, tons and tons of consolidation here. And then we get all these ripsaws and, you know, fake outs on the 4 hours. So we'll get to that. You know, the whole thing here on the daily is that we're majorly bullish, right? Overall, very bullish. We moved through this monthly zone recently at 126.5. And now we're looking to confirm this break with some higher lows on the 4 hour. So let's drop down to the 4 hour, start marking these trades up. Oh, real quick, this is all that consolidation at that 126.5 level we were at. We got some fake outs, 1, 2, fake breaks, no higher lows to confirm. So came back. Then price action pulled back pretty hard here, formed higher time frame structure, you know, hit a higher time frame fib level, and then we started rallying. So this is a good little bullish trend that we can see clearly on the 4 hour. But we haven't confirmed this break yet. So like, yes, it's been trending below 127.4, which has been key resistance for a while over here since this was formed. So we really need to break that. And we did here, and we are getting this bit of this was a wedge here. Looks like an ascending wedge or something. So we broke through that. This was one of our trade scenarios. It was either going to break or it was going to pull back. And clearly it broke. Huge volume, which is good. And it pulled back. Look at the size of these candles, guys. So with this kind of volume, we really need to see this form a swift reversal right here, right? Because with this kind of volume, we're not catching a falling knife. We're looking for this volume to be, transitioned into this trend. Okay, so that means the sellers are quickly selling. They're going to sell down to this level, and then there's a whole bunch of buyers that are going to step in. So if we see that happen through price action, Morningstar, lots of exhaustion, long wicks, bullish variations and so on. That's the reversal we're looking for with this volume. Just kind of transition through that. If this volume keeps up and blows through this level, through 127.4, through 127 flat, clearly we're looking bearish at that point, right? The only thing we want to see here is a higher low. So if price action doesn't stop, doesn't show us some exhaustion, some wicks, then this trade will become invalid. But if we do see this higher low, this will be a really good opportunity because look, we're below the MAs now. So we're going to get an opportunity to show some exhaustion here, to consolidate for a little bit, and then potentially move back through the MAs with large bullish volume, Morningstar, bullish engulfing, and so on. And that would be your entry. 10 out of 10 times if we saw that. Great entry right in here, potentially. So we'll be looking for it. If it doesn't happen, no biggie. We'll look to change our bias and potentially start targeting lower. All right, but that's EJ for now. Definitely looking bullish. This rally here on this break is just, was it over 100 pips, almost 120? Yeah, it's pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. All right, so let's move over to our last pair. At least the last one I'm covering is gold here. Oh, what a short opportunity. Let's go to the daily for a second. Overall, guys, we're actually bearish on the daily. So I do this every session. This is bearish here. This is current structure back from August 2020, as you can see right here. So this is the relevant daily time frame from this to this. As you can see, it's bearish. Lower lows, lower highs. Okay. With that said, the weekly and monthly are very bullish, right? We've been rallying for quite a while. We had like one of the largest inverted head and shoulders of all time back here. That's what this gray stuff is. But then, since May 2019, we've been rallying. So on the monthly, the weekly, this is very bullish. Daily is bearish. 4 hour is bearish. Okay. So those are the trends, the relevant trends. We're here on the 4 hour now. And we're just going to go over trade scenarios. So Sunday, we had this marked up. My price action had just pushed through 125, our weekly level. And then we were showing some resistance off this level as these MAs were catching up. So literally, I mean, this thing just engulfed and it like 10 times this first candle. So that's like a mega engulfing. That thing just shot down. You could have got a nice entry on a 15-minute or 30-minute. There is no entry here on the 1 hour even, probably, or maybe actually right here, but 30-minute would have been better and would have been a great trade. Absolutely great trade. This was about 300. Actually, wait, it was a little bit more than that. So if you're still managing this is about a 470 pip trade. So that's absolutely nuts, guys. And this was literally spot on. We literally just had it kind of falling over here and then continuing down. But the interesting thing here is that this is breaking through 1800. So let's zoom out for a second. Like, look at the significance of this level. 1800, right? Very, very significant. It acted as resistance a while back. If you look to the left a little more, then acted as support here. So this is very, very interesting. So if it breaks, this is the next level. So this is an area of anticipation. 1800 is either going to reverse or it's going to break. And, depending on that reaction, will determine where we're looking to trade. So, I mean, overall, we're very bearish here on gold still. So we're looking to just manage this. If we're in this, if you're in this, just keep managing this. Look for a pullback, wait for us to get to the negative 27, then close, or take some profits now even. And then essentially the next step to confirm this break is really just looking for a lower high. So let's say we get to the negative 27, then we start pulling back. Okay, so that means your new 0% would then be down here, right? And then we would be looking to, find a lower high, preferably at a very strong confluence area. meaning fibs. So 38.2, nice structure formation here on a lower high would be nice. Key resistance is a nice psychological level. This whole 1800 handle and zone. So we'll see. We'll see. Definitely bearish on on gold though for now. Great trade. So for us to go bullish, we need to see honestly a break, a higher low above 1825. So we're so far away from that now, it's not even relevant. So yeah, bearish as hell on gold for now. Okay, so quick recap from me, guys. I did DXY, AU, AJ, UJ, 4 hour, EJ, and gold. Okay, and then various cryptos here and there. Oh. All right, so I'm gonna pass this off to Angelo. Thank you guys. That's pretty much all I got for now. All the analysis I prepared. Can you hear me?
Go ahead, share up my screen here. If you guys have any questions while we're going on, feel free to write in the chat. I know there were some questions earlier, but at any point, if you guys want to ask anything, just write in the chat. And we'll get back to you towards the end of the session. So I'm gonna get on here and get started with. I'm gonna go through DXY one more time.
Do it.
Oh shit! This thing's going crazy right now. God damn. Just give me 1 second. This small screen, dude, without the monitor sucks.
I know.
Oh my god. All right, so obviously DXY is pushing a bit higher here, and going into the week, guys, we were anticipating this type of reversal based on a few different things. We had this support level here, this 4-hour support, but also just looking at how last week, the last 4 days ended, we had a lot of indecision at this level. We had these doji candles, this like inverted hammer candle. This is all signs of reversal here on this daily time frame. And then coming all the way down to the 4-hour, the 4-hour was actually in an uptrend. We were trending higher and higher, made this new high, and we pulled all the way back to retest this previous higher low right here. And as you could see, ultimately, that's the level that this took off from. And now we're surging a bit higher, to the upside. So we're pretty bullish right now on the dollar. The dollar, is trending higher and higher at the moment. And that it's good to just recap, take a look at that, because we're about to look at all the major pairs here now, which are all obviously quoted against the dollar. So if we're, at the moment bullish against with the dollar, we could also use that when we're looking at NU and all these other pairs. So let's take a look. This is the analysis that was put out earlier in the week on NU. It's playing out fairly well. Let's just bump up and go over it, and then we'll take a look at where it's going from here. So going into the week, we talked about on Sunday this weekly level of resistance, how we were rejecting this level, how most previously we had this bearish engulfing candle right here, and then price started to creep back up into this resistance level. And I had said that we're going to continue to take sells on this. We're going to continue to take sells on this on NU. Although everyone else was buying, we have this major level of resistance. We were not going to take buys until we broke above this like 7,300 level, because there's really no reason to. The sellers are sitting at this level, resistance is sitting at this level. That weekly bearish engulfing is ultimately our main confirmation right there. So that tells me more sellers than buyers are in the market. And then bumping down to the 4-hour, I mean, it got really choppy at this level, as you can see. We were in, though, overall, I was playing this I was zooming in a little bit too much, but I was just trying to base it on structure. I'm going to run through a little example that I always do if I'm very uncertain about structure. And for you guys that don't know how to mark down market structure, this is really what you should do. Is I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to trace this entire trend with my path tool right here. And then we're going to come on and remove all this stuff that tends to confuse everyone. And we'll see, where is the trend, what's going on, and everything like that. And someone asked before, do you use your fibs to mark down structure? And yes, I'll show you right now how I look at structure and everything. So let's bring off all of our indicators. The only indicators that we use are the moving averages. We just feel like they make the most sense. We use the 8 and 18 for the intraday moves. It's just like the intraday trend. And then the 200-day is just like for a last line of resistance or support. Just think of it. It's the average price of the last 200 days. So it's obviously weighs some significance here. So if we were to look at this trend, what I would do is I would just start fibbing from this high to this low. We're only going to mark down lower highs once these levels are met. This 38.2 is the first fib level that I have. Then I have my 50 and my 618. Obviously, these are highlighted. These are my two main levels that I'm looking for reversals at. So we came up, hit this 50% level, and I'm not going to move my fib until the 0% level is broken. So obviously, we came down, broke 0% right here. Once that happens, that's when I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to refib from my previous lower high, which was right there, fib to this low right there. And we had this pullback to 88.6. And again, don't move your fibs until this 0% is broken. So as you can see, it starts to get really choppy. We have this 88.6 hit, we push down, 88.6 is hit again, this double top. Then we break this level of support, push lower, pull all the way back up to 88.6. This is what, as long as this is still respected, guys, this is still a downtrend. So this is respected, push down. We're still ranging within this area. We push up 88.6, push down. And then finally, what happens? We actually break structure right here on the 4-hour. We break this lower high right there. We actually head higher. Then we pull back. We're going to take this off for now. We pull back to this 38.2 level right here, push up to 0%. And then all of a sudden it breaks again. And this is why you guys got to remain flexible with what you're looking at. We break again, we break support. So see how it comes down to 38.2, pushes all the way back up to 0. This establishes this as a higher low. Then this thing breaks. So as it breaks, now I'm looking for sells again. So this is where my fib was, like on the real chart. I fib from this high to this low. I was telling myself, unless this 100% level clearly breaks, we're going to continue to look for sells. If I bring everything back on, as you can see, things got a little bit hairy at the top here, but we never broke this level. We had this level get tested. We had the surge above and then this candle come below. So let's just now go over all this. Let's clear some of this up. Look at earlier in the week, we opened up here. This is what I was anticipating, either a pullback to 618 or a pullback higher. And then this is what happened. We came up to this level. And then at this point, we're just looking for like bearish variations here. So we could have dropped down in the lower time frame based on this. We had multiple confirmations, resistance, supply zone, 2 bearish candles in a row. Not exactly the best bearish confirmation here. It's not like a bearish engulfing or an evening star or anything like that. But still, worthy to jump down timeframes and see. And then we had this pop up. We're testing this level up here. We had the break above, and then we're like waiting for the following candle. If this following candle closes higher or even fails to come down, this is then broken and our entire trend, our entire idea is invalidated. And then this happens. Once this happens, huge bearish engulfing candle. This is ultimately when I'm jumping down time frames to the 30-minute and I'm starting to say like, okay, where's the potential entries? Now we're starting to get some sort of slow up here. And then it just starts to drop off a bit. So whether there was like a legitimate entry or not on this, we could jump down to a lower time frame. We could start to see right away. I see there was a descending triangle forming here that we could have potentially got in on. If we missed out on that, we didn't want to enter early. It actually came up, retested this level, could have entered here, could have entered here on this, still would have got up, a good amount, still would have got up about 2 to 1 on that one. On this one, if we had stops, say we put stops here, we could have even got stopped out on this one if we had entered there, unless we had put stops a bunch higher. I always try to put my stops, though, above this 200-day because that leaves us with at least a little bit of resistance here. So say we did that, we had like 25, and then this thing would have been up over 1 to 1, and then we would have just been risk-free on this. So that's NU, a trade that we gave out earlier in the week, just some analysis and idea. As you can see, the daily, that 4 hour is really just this huge wick on the daily time frame. So, be mindful where you're at. This is clearly a huge level of resistance up here that we were looking to respect, and that's been respected. So at this point now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off. And again, guys, if you're in the Discord or in the Telegram, it's right here. Yeah, if you're in the Discord or in the Telegram, these analyses, which are higher time frame analyses, are posted early in the week in here. And you could see we had NU. I'm just going to pull this one up. We have me and Nick both post all of our ideas. You could read through what we were thinking about, and then you could actually, play forward the analysis and see how it's, doing. So at this point now, on this 4 hour time frame, we just broke the 0% level. So, we want to refib this, or actually I'm going to leave on those fibs. Why? Because this actually hasn't even hit support yet. There's no, at the bottom here, there's no like bullish variation or anything. We're actually just going to continue to use our target. So this thing could come all the way down to the 61.8 level before even starting to reverse. So pretty much at this point, if we wanted to enter on this, we would have to go to the 30-minute. We're in a downtrend on the 30-minute clearly. And we would just look for a retest of support right here. We would need price to come up, retest this level. I'm just going to move this down a little bit more. We would look for a retest of this level, try to get in on some sort of continuational pattern, and then we would go back up to the 4 hour and we'd say, okay, we're going to continue to target the 4 hour time frame, target that 61.8 level. So that's how we would do it. So that's the idea for NU. Don't enter right now, guys. Be patient, wait till it comes into resistance and actually starts to show some signs of rejection here. So next, let's go over EU. This was very similar pair going into the week. Just going to pull up. We had the EU analysis, going down multiple time frames here. And we were just in a downtrend on the 4 hour. So I was looking for this 4 hour time frame to continue. We came up, rejected this. We had this supply zone here. And this thing tanked to the downside. So let's take a look, why did this happen, everything like that. On the daily time frame, this was very bullish, pushed to this high. Now we were in this retracement. We were actually looking at this like, oh, this thing could have potentially have found a level of support and now is heading higher. But based on my levels here, we rejected the fuck out of this level. I'm really anticipating it now to then retest this lower level down here. At least this, like, what number is this? This like 11900 level down here. So on the 4 hour, this is where I was marking down my structure. And again, guys, if we just did the same little exercise that I did before, you just retrace this entire trend right here like this. And this is something that obviously inside of the program, we would go over and teach you guys, how to go about doing all this. But if we were to just trace this right here, and there's one other like little trick that I actually use the moving average that I use with the moving averages that helps me to clean things up a bit with this withdrawing my structure with the fibs and everything. So I'd have drawn my fibs here, 38.2 was hit. This is obviously a lower high. Then I would have fibbed here. We had this, came up to 618, pushed down. Then we actually broke this level. Remember last time once we broke that level, then we were switching our fibs. So I would have refibbed. I'd have been like, okay, we're potentially going to push higher here. Came down to 618. Now it's like, okay, we're going to push higher. And then this happened. We had a very clean transition here. And if you were on that free webinar last week, which if you didn't catch, it's on YouTube, we go over, this is the prototypical like break of structure. We have this high, higher low, break, lower high. This is where you're entering right there. So we had this break and at that point we could refib from this to here, had the pullback to 618. then we broke 0%, and then this is where we're at right now. This is where we're currently at. This is very clearly just the trends. Trend is bearish. We pulled all the way back up, guys. And even though we pulled all the way back up, everyone's like, buy, 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 buy. But I'm like, I'm selling. We're in a downtrend. You know, we're clearly in a downtrend. We even see, yeah, see, if you're trying to buy, like this would even be like, oh, you know, we're trying to buy. But no, we're in a downtrend. We're hitting this lower high right here. We have this supply zone marked very clearly, drawing it from, let me actually clean this up a bit, from the wick of that bullish candle to the body of the bearish candle right there. Boom, came all the way up to this level, a lot of rejection. At that point, I'm thinking, oh, we're about to sell off, waiting for the retest right here. And we got that huge sell-off. And look at, you know, all these potential forms of confirmation here that we could have got in on sell opportunities. We had this bearish engulfing. We could have sold right there, even cashed out with some, you know, a nice little entry that would have been a 2-to-1 guy down there. And then not always, guys, does the trade hit, you know, it's not 100%. So we had this right here, some sort of evening star. At that point, I would have bumped down to the lower time frame, and I would have been like, oh, let's look at, you know, potential trades here. And then this comes down to on the lower time frame. What are we looking at for entries? And I'm not going to get too much into that on this free call, but you know, that's what you know, we'll go over more inside of the actual program. But you know, that is something that you gotta be aware of when you're on the lower time frame, what to look for. So obviously now, you know, where is this thing heading at the moment? So pretty much we just fell a lot. We just fell about 100 pips to the downside. So what are we thinking next on EU? I'm just gonna pull this over a bit. I do have this support level right here, this 120. I'm just going to adjust this a little bit. This 120 600 level is definitely some major support. So I'm going to look for that minor pullback on the lower time frame. And if we start to reject this level, that is when I'm going to sell this again. I'm actually going to bring on this this curve tool. So it looks a little bit better. So if price comes up to this level, where did I get this from? Just look left. Support here, huge wick that reached this level. Support here, we had some resistance there. So this is a significant level. If this thing comes into this level, we could probably expect some sort of rejection, and that's where I'm going to target for my next short opportunity coming down to the 30-minute. You know, this would be a nice pullback here at this level. So we'll see how it plays out. So EU, don't take any trades at the moment. Same as NU, looking for that pullback, and we'll get in on it. Let's look at USEF next. This is one that we've been in for a little while. At least I put in a limit order on this one down in this area like a week ago, and then we've been holding it. It finally pushed up now. If you guys were in the Telegram, I did put the limit order in there in the free one. So on the weekly time frame, you know, ultimately, why did I start to shift from a bearish to bullish bias when this is so bearish right now? So based on this level, I drew this weekly level, just this random line based on the support here that was respected previously. And then it just so happens that price came down and actually hit this support level, wicked it. At that point, I was thinking to myself, buyers had stepped in at that level, grabbed the best possible price that they could have. So it was time for this thing now to come up and start to retest previous levels of resistance, which was this level right here. So as I shift down to the daily, I mean, we can also see on the weekly as well, obviously a lot of consolidation right here, showing signs of reversal with these like bullish engulfings, bullish variations, bullish engulfing right there. So buyers were certainly stepping in. And then down to the 4-hour, this thing was very bearish. If we were to run through that exercise again, you know, very bearish, and then it broke higher. So we were trending bullish. We had this huge demand zone down here that price had come into, and then, you know, made this new high. We pulled back into this demand zone. And then I was telling myself, okay, if we just form this level of support right here, obviously, you know, going into the week, this was the This was very clearly the idea. If I pull up the USEF analysis, we were looking at, okay, we were looking at this support level to be met, or if this was broken, if this demand zone was broken, then we would look to short this, but only if this 100% level was broken all the way down there. As you could see, it was tested. We came back into the demand zone, and then we actually like swooped up, headed higher. So at this point, came down, boom, and then head higher. And the entry opportunities would have been in here. We had this bullish engulfing, and then these pullbacks at the 200 day. This is where we would have been entering. Not, you could have entered in limit orders all the way at the bottom here. A lot more risky. A lot more risky. You could have entered limit orders down here and then put your stops below here, but based on how we teach and really what I normally wait for, I am testing limit orders and trying to get in on those types of entries more now, but based on how we teach, I wouldn't have entered until this variation here. And there obviously was still a lot of room for this to push up, and stops wouldn't have had to been that wide. So still would have got in on a really good like value area. At this point now, if I clean things up, I'm really targeting back into this monthly level, this resistance level up here. That's what the target is on this one. We're all the way at this high right now. So let's just shift through time frames. We got the 4-hour time frame is very clearly was very clearly bullish. The daily time frame just broke this resistance right here. So we are actually transitioning to be bullish on this time frame as well. But the weekly, guys, remember, is still very much bearish. So you've got to be mindful of that. The weekly is still very much a bearish trend overall. So coming down to this 4-hour time frame, when price does hike up back into this level, I'm not going to keep buying at this high right here. I'm going to be mindful that that weekly is bearish. This could potentially then reverse all the way at that high right there. So let's just ride this lower time frame trend into that weekly level up there. We have the 1-hour is now bullish. So what we're going to look for is we're just going to look for a nice swoop down on the 1-hour, some retest of any levels here. Ideally, though, this previous resistance now turns support. It's that 38.2 as well right there. And the 200 day will be creeping there as well. So if price comes down into this level, a lot of confirmation, just start buying and then throw your stops really below the 618, below the 200, even more conservatively, and then target this level up here. And, that'll shake out to be a pretty good trade. So I'm going to move this one up on the watch list right there. Let's look at UCAD next. Let's bump up time frames here. So this one's actually really interesting. Going into the week, I was expecting UCAD to move lower. Let's look at the analysis. Or what is this? This is UCAD, right? Yeah, UCAD. I was expecting UCAD to move lower. This was the one that was actually against my dollar bullish bias, which was, as you could see, the first 3 pairs I was very bullish on the dollar, and then I had these 2 other pairs where I was still bearish on the dollar. And I was just going really strictly based on technicals. And guys, it's good to have multiple biases. Like it's not good to just be, dollar bullish on every single pair here. If the dollar went bearish, then I would have had other trades to play out because of and I'm not just making this shit up. Like I'm just looking at the technicals. That's how things were lining up on these pairs. But be flexible. Don't think you're like doing your analysis wrong or something because not everything lines up based on other pairs or shit like that. Like we always talk about the correlation aspect. Like just because pairs are correlated doesn't mean they're 1-to-1. Like every single pair is different. They're correlated differently, even on every single time frame. So don't live and die by that. Besides GJ and GU, those things run really similar, but don't live and die by that. So UCAD going into the week, I was really looking for this thing to head lower right away, but we could have seen the pullback here. Overall, we're on the 4-hour right now. Obviously, I'm very bearish on this. We had broken support, pulled back into this resistance, retested the 200 day, rejected the fuck out of it with this huge like 65, 70 pip candle. And then as we could see, price did head lower to open the week, but it didn't hit our target. It didn't move, all the way to our target down there. Let's see, how many pips did this? 126, 900, all the way to, so it did move 80 pips, which is still a good amount. So let's go back to the charts here. So I was looking for this thing to push lower. It didn't get all the way to our target though. Look, going into the week, what this looked like. We had the two doji candles, which I was like, okay, reversal's coming. Boom, huge wick, rejection. Okay, reversal happened. Time to go lower, time to sell off. That's exactly what happened. So we sold off those 70 pips, 60 pips, whatever it was. If we were on the lower time frame, where would we have entered on this? I mean, really, we would have just had to been really aggressive, and this would have been based on daily time frame. When this happens, guys, I'm getting really aggressive. Weekly's bearish, daily time frame's bearish, 4-hour time frame's bearish, every time frame's bearish, 1-hour time frame's bearish. So at this point, we can comfortably just start to take, entries. Bearish engulfing right there. Could have entered on that if we're on the 1-hour. Go to the 30-minute. Could have entered on this candle. Could have entered on this candle. Could have entered on this double top right there. These would just been very aggressive entries, based on all those time frames being extremely bearish. Now at this point, we're pulling back up all the way up to form some structure here. So I'm going to refib. We obviously broke 0%. So remember the rules for our fibs and for structure. Whenever we break 0%, we are going to redraw our fib. So we're going to redraw our fib and see how we found support here, pulled back, very nice. So now we're looking for the next level of resistance. So I'm going to bring on some confirmations here, some technicals. We've got, obviously, this is a supply zone up here at the top. Boom. So we're rejecting that at the moment. So this is, the next idea when it comes to this is to reject this level and to head back lower. That is now the idea on UCAD. And remember, with the dollar right now, the dollar is surging higher. The dollar is surging higher, but it's going to most likely pull back. Just like we're looking for pullbacks on those other pairs. It's going to most likely pull back, form some sort of structure here. It's very overextended on the 4-hour right now. So as that pulls back on UCAD, that would mean this thing would drop down because the dollar would pull back, lose strength. That means UCAD, the Canadian dollar, would then gain strength against the dollar. And as you can see, we're showing some signs of rejection at the moment. So like if we wanted to sell now, this would be a pretty early entry, but you're getting some good value. Like you could sell now, throw your stops 30 pips. Your first target would be potentially where I would enter if confirmation comes in. A little bit riskier, but certainly could start to sell, or just wait for it to pump again into this level and just sell. Like this is a nice confirmation zone to do those limit type orders, to take those like really aggressive entry trades at the top. Because you have a lot of confirmation. You have supply zone, 200-day, 88.6 fibs, a lot of confirmation there. Previously, this thing dumped out of that zone. So that's UCAD. We're going to watch this one a little bit more closely as well. And then last but not least, we're going to take a look at GU. This one's been fun to watch, to say the least, over the past couple months. It's just been heading higher and higher. It's been extremely bullish. Coming up to the monthly time frame, I have this level of resistance marked 140.200. This is the level that we're looking to push into. Coming down to the weekly, obviously extremely bullish, above the moving averages, and they are still pointing upward. They're not flatlining at all, so it's still very bullish. Daily time frame, very bullish as well. We're in this ascending channel, and we're starting to get a pullback though. Starting to get a pullback, so we're going to look for more buys as this thing pulls back. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, this was our most previous high or low is right here at this level. So we're looking at this as our like indication as to like what's going on. As you can see early in the week, I was looking for a pullback, never happened. Now we're going to look for this pullback down into this level. This is the first level of support turned into resistance that we could potentially see reversal from. And this is how we teach it inside the course. We tell you to draw entry zones. If for you guys that don't know how to trade or like are very inexperienced, the entry zones are just where are areas on the higher time frame that have multiple confirmations. You know, count them in your head. We have the 618, we have the resistance turned into support. We want at least 3 confirmations before bumping to an entry time frame. So what would be our third confirmation here? It would be a bullish engulfing, a morning star, like a huge wick, you know, some sort of rejection of this level. Then I'd bump down to a lower time frame and I'd look at structures. Every single time frame, guys, we're basing our trades off of structure. We're not just answering based on thin air or because a news report came out or some bullshit. Not that it's wrong to do any of that. It's just that we trade based on price action. You know, that's how we trade. So right now, I'm either looking for this level of support to be broken, or we're going to look for this thing to drop lower down into this level down here, which is obviously previous support. And then this is also a demand zone right here. And then this would be a nice level to start to take those limit orders out from. Last level support, take some limit orders at the bottom, try to just catch some quick moves, and then even try to swing it to the upside. So that's the idea on GU right now. I'm going to wait this one out. We'll update some of this analysis, you know, in the signals and the premium groups. But that's all I'm going to go over for today. I went over USEF, UCAD, NU, EU, and GU. This will all be shared on YouTube. It was recorded, so it will be shared on YouTube after the session. And let me just get Nick unmuted here. Here we go.
All right.
That's
Good
good.
analysis. Good analysis.
Hell yeah. Yeah. So guys, if you want to check this out, again, it'll be on YouTube afterwards. For you guys that are in the signals, we will continue to put some trades out there today. As you can see, just had a little order given out there, so a little freebie for you guys. But you know, in the signals chat, we are giving out the trade with the entry, the stop loss, the TP open, and then we are managing it for you guys. You know, in there, we do deliver analysis in there as well. So all the analysis that we go over on these free sessions during the week, we're posting in the signals chat for you guys to learn from. Remember, the signals chat is educational. You know, it's for educational purposes. Obviously, you can make some money with it, but it's to teach you guys how to take better trades, how to take better entries. And we're actually now starting to give some trades for free in the Telegram. So in the free Telegram, we're starting to give trades in here as well. So, you know, keep an eye out for those, but the main ones are going to always be in the premium. I think we'll do about 1 per day in the free Telegram, and then we'll do about 3 per day in the premium group. And we're also giving out this fundamental analysis in here as well in the free group. So guys, if you can't afford to join our premium services, we're giving away a lot for free, you know, in the other services. So, you know, stay active in there, stay ready in those chats. You know, you don't have to pay money to learn. Yeah, we have a lot of things for you guys, you know, to learn for free and to be a part of Forex League and, you know, the community and everything like that.
Yeah, so there's tons in Discord for you guys. Yeah, so we actually recommend that first. Jump into Discord first, feel around, come to these sessions, you know, see what's offered, you know, see what you think you would like and get a feel for everything.
Yeah, so not to go over too extensively, but these are the products. The signals are 75 a month. The trade copier, which the latest update with the trade copier is we were using this like hedging strategy before, but we're not doing that anymore. We're just using our signals now for the trade copier. So every signal that's given in the chat, if you join the trade copier, will now be, it's like an account management service. So every trade will automatically be taken on your account. So you don't have to sit in the signal room and put the trades in yourself. We just put them in on your account for you. If you want to get set up with that, you can schedule a call and I'll walk you through. And then the course right now, it's not on sale. So it's $4.99. Everything here is included. And again, inside of the Telegram, if you go in there, You can find the details for all of this stuff, how to get in on this. You just come into the main chat, go to the pinned message at the top. You can see here, this is how to join our group chat in the Telegram. This is how to join all the free services, the live sessions, the course, the Discord, the Telegram. You just click this bot, and then the lifetime signals, account management, and then our funding program. We're gonna actually do a little webinar this week on FX Seed on what's included in there. I'm gonna announce that soon, so probably at the end of this week or this weekend, whatever. I'm gonna announce, what's gonna go down with that. But if everything is in here, all the like all our tips, our broker that we use, how to get set up with the broker, put together some videos to help you guys. And then even if you want to message us and get live support, ask us any questions, you can go ahead in here. So make sure you come to the chat, come to that pinned message in there. That is where you're going to get all the information you need. And again, Jillian, just go into the pinned message in the Telegram, and literally it says right here, free Discord chat. So you guys got to do some work on your ends, figure that out. And yeah, so we appreciate all your guys' support, obviously hopping on, and it only helps us grow. That's for damn
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. I mean, speaking of growth, 9,000 in Telegram, guys. Thank you. That's a new high for us. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
going good. Growth's going well, guys. Yeah, so jump in the community. We'll see you guys. We'll be there for the rest of this week, and the next session that we'll see you guys on is going to be the Sunday Market Blitz. Yeah, it's Sunday, 8 to 9.
The Sunday
PM.
Market Blitz.
That's the next time we'll see you.
That's the session for legends.
Yes, guys. If you're not there, just don't trade that week.
Legends only.
That's really it. But yeah, it is pre-recorded. It is recorded. But yeah, guys. So if you guys need us, you know where to find us. Hit us up in Discord. We'll be lurking around. Maybe on some GU charts or something. Let's go, guys. Hell yeah. I like the energy.
Yes, sir. All right, word. So that's pretty much it, guys. So like Nick said, if you need us, just hit us up.
Peace, guys.
Peace out, everybody.